Greetings and salutations. Imperator Vespasian is here with his trusty sidekick as always.
Hello.
And we're having a look at Gallic Armoured Warriors. These are the same as the goals we've already done, and that's about it really. It's just these guys have got armour.
Oh wait, are they just the armoured versions?
Yes, they're the armoured versions. So again, we've already covered the command sprue on the original unboxing we did. So these are the goals. You have actually seen these, because this is the same sprue you get with the chariots. So we've already gone through that with the chariot unboxing, so we won't waste your time. We will get straight onto the actual figures. So these are the figures assembled. This, believe it or not, is the guy on the back of the chariot.
Oh, yeah.
Right, same guy. Literally the same guy. And they're actually pretty nice. I like them. They paint up great. And they look good. These ones we're using as British, although I haven't put blue woad on these guys because they're probably a higher aristocracy. We didn't go in for as much as painting themselves blue as other people because they didn't need to, because they could afford a blue cloak, which is very expensive. So these are here. We're also going to come up with some goals for the actual goals. I've done these as British, and the other guys we do is going to be goals. It's you need to hang around and find out what we do in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how the figures look done up. What we've done with them being British, because the guys in armour are the guys who are well off, they all have plumes, feathers or horsehair or whatever sort of plume. So all the English or the Britannia would have plumes, horsehair plumes, some form of plume. Just as the Romans had plumes on some of their troops, all these guys had plumes. Whereas the Gauls, not so much. Officers would have plumes so you could see them. But the British, all of them would have plumes, but they would have identified with a sash usually. Or they would actually wear the sash as a half cloak. Yeah, here he's got the sash is tartan. Well, basically tartan. And he's got the tartanesque trousers on the picture there. Don't really buy that tartan was actually around at the time. I think that's a Victorian invention.
Who knows now?
Well, we know the Scots never actually had tartan. It wasn't until American tourists started coming over and saying, oh, my great-grandfather came from Scotland. And they'd say, oh, what clan? And they'd say a clan, so they'd make up a tartan scheme for that clan. And the Americans would pay a large amount of money for it. I think that's where most tartan actually comes from. Because the Scots would appear to have worn the same as the Celts. I'm on about modern relatively modern Scots. That colour coat was pretty much, what's it called? It's like cotton. It's not cotton, is it? It's a particular type of fabric, and that's what the Scots would wear because it was thick and warm, and they lived in Scotland, which was cold, very cold, extremely cold. It snows in summer.
I would know.
You would know. Yeah, you've been there. In summer when it snows.
Yes, I went for the summer holidays. It was the most freezing summer I have ever had.
Summer in 6 foot snowdrifts. Although that was a really bad year.
It was.
We had it in Yorkshire as well.
The road was ice.
Yes.
I literally walked over a lake. I've never walked over a lake before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't scared because it was that thick.
It was that thick. Yeah. Like 6 feet of solid ice.
I threw a rock on it and it didn't even crack.
Yeah, Scotland's a lovely place. It really is. Unfortunately, God realised how beautiful it was, and so decided to spoil it by putting the Scots there. So that is actually about the French, not the Scots. I'm insulting the Scots now, and I shouldn't. But yeah, I have massive amounts of respect for the Gauls. These are the Gauls. They're equipped with all their typical Gallic gear. The Gauls went in for large swords, long swords. The Romans went in for short, stabby swords. And if the Gaul had a big sword, then the Roman had a big shield.
Yeah.
And then when he'd finished swinging his big sword, the Roman would stab him.
Yeah.
With his tiny pointy sword. Therefore, the Gallic sword was useless. as a weapon. It was absolutely pointless having a sword if you're a Gaul.
And then the Dacians arrived and then just hooked
yes.
down their shield and stabbed them.
Yes, the Dacians had figured it out. It's almost as if the Dacian civilization was created to oppose Rome.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're great figures. I was saying, I have a huge amount of respect for the Gauls. I think Vercingetorix was a complete idiot. I don't see what his actual problem was with the Romans. He wasn't particularly bad off. Didn't he grow up in Rome? Did Vercingetorix grow up in Rome? Or was that...
His best mate, wasn't it?
That was Varus and...
Varus' best mate.
The German guy. But I don't really see how Gaul was suffering badly from Romans. The Romans weren't marching around victimizing people.
It's probably because, like, you have... They go to somewhere like Rome, the Gauls.
Barbarians, yeah.
And they see all this civilization and awesome, cool stuff, like spas, because spas were invented then and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they go back home and they don't have that. And to them, they were probably like, you occupy us and we pay our taxes with soldiers.
Yes.
Right? So we expect you to treat us just like that by building us the exact same things. And the probably just didn't receive that much. So they didn't like Rome for it.
The other thing is the Romans didn't bother like farmers and local people, right? They didn't walk into farms and say, no, you must do this. No, they didn't do that. They'd go to the guy who ran the tribe and say, we'll build you a bathhouse. And
But then what happens if you have this? You can't change someone like a landlord's mind about something. So like a landlord rules over who stays in his house.
Yes.
Right. So a landlord rules. A lord rules a town.
Yeah.
But that lord does not like Romans.
Nah.
So the Romans could give him anything. You'll say, "Oh yes, we'll love that," and they'll say, "The Romans didn't give us this, but the Romans were going to give you that." But they wanted these lords and stuff did not like Romans to the point where they drew people to hate them, even though it wasn't the Romans' fault. It was just people just don't like them.
Yes.
Like Gauls have their own ways of doing stuff. The Celts have their own ways of doing stuff, and the Romans have to interfere. No matter what happens, they have to interfere. Like wicked men, you have to stop that stuff.
Yes. I would also apply the British Empire. We did the same.
Yeah, you have to stop that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You need to change people to stop from doing that. I get it's their tradition, but with their tradition, it's ruining other people's lives. Like you shouldn't burn someone to death.
No, it's bad.
No, it's.
But the Celts thought it was part of their religion.
I know, but like it's just not what you do.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think the Gauls did that.
No, they didn't.
I mean, I would consider the Gauls to be very civilized people.
They were.
They built houses out of stone sometimes. They weren't backwards.
There's villages and towns.
Yeah, they were fully organised people.
An overall leader.
A king. Kings who were elected, believe it or not. Not that the Germans would ever think of that.
But even in like places like where in the future you had like things like Agincourt and stuff, Percy Rebellion, all these things that happen because certain people in the country do not like certain
people in authority.
And nothing can ever work. You can never have peace because there's always someone who doesn't like something that you do.
Well, you did have peace. You cut Percy's head off.
Yes, but then later on down the line it happens again.
Yes, it did.
Again, and again. And at one point you lose.
Yes.
And it has to restart. Oh, it's back to the beginning. And that's just it.
It's sad though, isn't it? But that's why the Roman Empire was good, because they were able to more or less maintain civilization and stop all this stuff from happening.
With not much technology.
No, hardly any technology. And they were able to actually run everything. I think one thing that annoyed the Romans was the fact that the Gauls would go to war with each other, different tribes. And because all the Gaul tribes are more or less allied to Rome, the Gaul tribes would go to the Romans and say, we're allies, you should help.
And I think the other problem for Rome is that, like, they beat the Dacians. It was fantastic. Yeah. After that, no one opposed them. So they just became...
And that was when their empire began.
They became the late Romans.
Yes.
You didn't need to wear armour because who's going to fight you?
Yeah.
You're the amazing Romans.
Yeah, and the viewer will already know our opinion on late Romans.
Yeah. So it's like there's no point wearing armour because we're going to win. And it just that kind of thinking lost them everything.
Well, what happened to the Roman navy? It was massive navy, the imperial navy, after it had conquered the whole of the Mediterranean. What did it do?
probably got slaughtered.
No, they sacked all the sailors, and all the sailors got jobs in amphitheatres, putting the sails over the amphitheatre so it would have shade for the people watching the games.
There you go.
And then along comes the Islamic conquest, no Roman navy.
Yeah.
There's only one dockyard in the entire Mediterranean, and the Muslims captured it.
It's literally Star Wars. The Jedi go and sit there and go, oh, we've won. We've done this. We're amazing. We're awesome. We don't have to do anything anymore. We don't need an empire. We don't need to fight or anything. What's training? Don't need that. And then the Sith come on and go, hey, we've been training this entire time. What have you been doing? Talking.
In council meetings.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I've done.
That's just...
Say 4K. Is it all these different things?
Yeah.
Everything's they're all correct.
But that's art imitating life.
Yes, it's all correct though.
Yes.
It's all perfectly done.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, as the Sith Lord should have persuaded Vercingetorix not to rebel, and instead to send more delegates to council meetings in Rome in order to change the direction of the Roman Empire to destroy Germany. There you go. It's problem solved, really. It's great.
You have to be in the system to fight the system, but certain people just don't want to be in the system at all, and so they just find the system.
That's a very interesting way of looking at it. I didn't look at it from that point of view.
And the people don't say they're fighting the system, but they don't even know what the system is.
Come and see the violence inherent in the system. Help! I'm being repressed. Yeah, that's very true. Anyway, sorry, we totally went off on one again.
Well, they already knew what the figures were.
Yeah, I know, we've already done it. These guys have already talked about them, and I don't know why we even bothered with an unboxing video with them. We should just show you the army when it's painted. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.
If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below if you like the Gallic Armoured Warriors, and in the description below if you want to look at our cool stuff that we have up, go to our website.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
See ya.